Good evening and welcome to Pakistan Today News from our New York studio. I'm Chris Taylor. Prime Minister Shehbaz has thanked Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian for agreeing to a ceasefire, following a 45-minute telephone call between the two leaders. According to the Prime Minister's office, the conversation was described as warm and cordial, with the Premier appreciating Iran's leadership for showing wisdom in easing regional tensions. He also welcomed Tehran's acceptance of Pakistan's offer to host key negotiations between Iran and the United States in Islamabad later this week. President Pezeshkian acknowledged Pakistan's diplomatic efforts in facilitating the ceasefire and confirmed Iran's participation in the upcoming talks. Both leaders agreed to remain in close contact as diplomatic momentum continues to build. Meanwhile, U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance has described recent developments regarding Iran as positive, signaling a potential easing of tensions. Speaking to the media, Vance stated that the United States and its allies have agreed to halt attacks against Iran, forming the basis of what he called a fragile truce. The remarks come amid ongoing diplomatic efforts to de-escalate the situation and create space for dialogue between key stakeholders. While challenges remain, the development is being viewed as a step toward stability after weeks of heightened tensions. The Kremlin has also welcomed the U.S.-Iran ceasefire, expressing hope that it could pave the way for renewed peace talks on Ukraine. Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov told reporters that Russia anticipates direct contacts between Washington and Tehran in the coming days. Moscow described the ceasefire as a positive step, emphasizing that easing tensions in the Middle East could create room for broader diplomatic engagement. Officials suggest that closer coordination between the U.S., Iran, and Russia may open the door to multi-party negotiations in the near future. For more on Pakistan's diplomatic role in these developments, we go to our Islamabad correspondent, Sarah William.
Thank you, Chris. Here in Islamabad, officials are preparing for what could be a significant round of negotiations between Iran and the United States, expected later this week. Government sources say logistical arrangements are already underway, with security and diplomatic protocols being finalized. Analysts here believe Pakistan's role as a neutral facilitator has enhanced its standing on the global stage. There is cautious optimism that these talks could lead to a more durable agreement if both sides remain committed. However, officials stress that the situation remains delicate and requires sustained diplomatic engagement.
Thank you, Sarah, for that update. The International Maritime Organization says it is working to ensure the security of transit through the Strait of Hormuz following the ceasefire. IMO Chief Arsenio Dominguez stated that efforts are underway with relevant parties to implement mechanisms guaranteeing safe passage for ships in the strategic waterway. He emphasized that the top priority is ensuring safe navigation for all vessels, including contingency planning where necessary. The two-week ceasefire includes a commitment from Tehran to provide secure transit, easing tensions in one of the world's most critical shipping lanes. Global markets have responded strongly to the easing tensions. Oil prices have fallen sharply below $100 a barrel, while global stocks rallied after the ceasefire agreement. Crude futures and Brent prices dropped significantly, major stock indexes climbed, and the US dollar weakened. Traders are hopeful that the temporary relief will reduce market volatility, though analysts caution that the situation remains fragile without a long-term political solution. In cultural news, the Embassy of Romania in Pakistan is celebrating 1 year since launching the country's first structured opera course. The initiative, in collaboration with the Pakistan National Council of the Arts, is led by acclaimed Romanian soprano Georgiana Costea-Gluga. Held twice weekly, the program introduces Pakistani students to the technical, linguistic, and expressive elements of opera. Over the past year, it has nurtured a growing community of young musicians and strengthened cultural ties between Romania and Pakistan. The embassy is encouraging aspiring singers across the country to join the ongoing sessions. And finally, the Pakistan Stock Exchange's KSE 100 index has recorded a historic surge, jumping over 13,000 points on Wednesday. The rally marks the largest single-day gain in PSX history, as investors reacted positively to news of the ceasefire between the United States and Iran. Trading was temporarily suspended due to extreme gains, reflecting strong market confidence. Analysts say the development could help stabilize the economy, ease pressure from oil prices, and attract renewed investment following recent volatility. That's all for now. You're watching Pakistan Today News. I'm Chris Taylor.